Hey YouTube, I hope you're well. Welcome back. Today I'm going to walk through how to work out which training split is going to be best for you. I'm going to walk through two factors that you need to consider to help work out which training split is going to be best for you. Okay, it's really simple, really easy. After this video, you're going to know exactly which training split is going to work best. Now in the health fitness industry, you'll see people claiming generic training splits being the best for everybody. Okay, you'll see some people saying full body workouts are best for everyone, push-pull legs are best for anyone, upper lower are best for everyone. Here's the thing, there's not one training split that is best for absolutely everyone. Instead, given a couple of factors, there's going to be some training splits that might work better for others, but there's also the potential for you to create your own training split. So let's go for the two main factors we need to consider. So you can put together your own training split, or you can choose which one is going to work best for you. What you need to do first and foremost, this isn't one of the factors, but we need to make sure we understand where we're at. It's just to identify how many times a week you're going to be able to train, okay? Because this is going to basically give us options on which training split is going to be best before we go and look into the two factors we need to consider, okay? So just right now, just identify realistically how often you can train each week. Okay, so now hopefully you have an idea of how many days a week you can possibly train. The first factor we want to consider is how frequently we need to be training each muscle group. Okay. Now, in an ideal world, you want to be training each muscle group 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. So, for example, if you're looking at training chest, you want to be making sure through the week you're training that at least twice, potentially 3 times through the week. Okay. If you train every body part twice a week, you're in a very, very good position. And if you wanted to, if there's body parts you want to prioritize, you can maybe push that to 3 times a week. But as long as you're training each body part 2 to 3 times a week, you're going to be in a very, very good position. Okay. Now, obviously, it's important to know how much time you have available to train each week, because that's going to then allow you to understand how and where you can place each muscle group in regards to each session. Okay, to make sure we're hitting them at least twice a week. Okay, and then the second factor we need to consider is, can we recover from each session? Okay, so do we have enough time in between training each muscle group to allow it and to allow ourselves to recover before we train that muscle group again? Okay, so for example, if you're training chest on Monday, how long is it going to take for that muscle group to recover before you train it again? If you're trying to train chest again on a Wednesday, and you've still got DOMs, okay, then it's probably not the best thing to be doing, okay? Remember, when we recover is when we're going to get the adaptation that we're after. If we haven't recovered well, we're not going to get as good of an adaptation, right? What you're trying to get out of training occurs when we recover, not necessarily directly from within the session. It's from when we recover. So we need to make sure we can recover as best as possible. And then lastly, simply enjoyment. Okay, so the two main factors are frequency, 2 to 3 times a week each muscle group, and recovery, making sure we can recover between training muscle groups. But we also want to make sure we enjoy the training split. Okay, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick to it long term, you're not going to get the best results. Now that we've identified the two main factors, potentially 3, I'm now going to give you an example of which training split might work best for you now, given the amount of time you have in a week, just so you can see these two factors put into play. So let's say that we can only train 5 times a week. 5 times a week is realistic for us, okay? But we want to make sure that we're now hitting every body part 2 to 3 times a week, potentially prioritizing certain body parts and training those body parts 3 times a week. But we also need to make sure we're recovered between each muscle group, between each session, okay? So if you're going to train 5 sessions a week, your split might look like this. Again, might. You can now, with these factors and your time available, can create your own training split. You can have a look at how you might want to put together, but this is just an example. So it could look like something like this. So on Monday, we're going to train upper body. So when we talk about upper body in this, we're going to say chest and back, but we're also going to add on shoulders. Then on Tuesday, we're going to train lower body. We're going to add on arms. So in the upper session, we're not training arms directly. We're just training chest and back. But in the lower session, we're going to train arms on the side. Then Wednesday, we're going to rest. Thursday, we're going to train upper, again with shoulders. Friday, we're going to train lower, again with arms. Saturday, we're going to train just arms and delts, so arms and shoulders, and then Sunday we're going to rest. Okay, so in this training format, we've got upper, so chest, back, and lower body, trained twice a week, and then we've got shoulders and arms, both trained 3 times a week. Okay, so in a split like this, arms and shoulders would be the priority. That's the muscle group we're typically trying to progress the most. Okay, that's where I have the most focus. But we're getting each muscle group in at least twice a week. Okay. Now, in terms of making sure we're recovered, for both upper and lower, we've got at least 2 to 3 days rest in between each session for upper and lower. Okay, so upper and lower are going to have a lot of time to recover, which is fantastic. That's what we want. Okay, typically when they're also quite big muscle groups, they're going to take a little bit longer to recover, so that's ideal. Shoulders and arms, for the majority of the week, again, we've got 2-3 days rest in between, other than Friday to Saturday, where we're training arms back to back. Again, you know, you might struggle to find the absolute ideal training split. However, sometimes, especially with, say, like arms, delts, calves, the sort of smaller muscle groups, you might be able to get away with training them in a relatively short space of time because they won't take as long to recover. Okay, so recovery there potentially isn't ideal from the Friday to Saturday, but again, because it's small muscle groups, you might be able to get away with it. Again, you can experiment with your training split. If you're finding you're not recovering very well between certain muscle groups, between certain days, then you can change it around. That's the beauty. Now you understand the factors, you can make your own training split and you can make it work for you. Hopefully that's helped. Hopefully that's going to help you put together your own training split or decide which training split is going to work best for you. If you do have any questions on this, do let me know. If you do enjoy the video, please drop a like, comment, and please do subscribe. Take care. Have a good day.